right, it is your Classic Metal Show, and Chris and I are doing this midweek show for the people who subscribe to CMS TV, not like the losers who complain about a pre-record.
That's right.
And they're not getting shit this week. So for those of you who subscribe to CMS TV, you're going to get Chris and I and the great Bob Nalbandian. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good. You mean to tell me this is a fucking pre-record?
Well,
you call me and set this up and get me on a goddamn pre-record?
Stop blowing up.
Are you trying to say I can't go in the chat room and check out all these sexy Richie Blackmore pictures right now live while CMS is on the air?
Dude.
What the fuck am I doing here, dude?
Tell me how
Come
fucking
on.
sick.
I'm Bob Nalbandian. I deserve more than a goddamn pre-record.
I agree with that, Bob. How sick is that? That one guy in his 60s sits there and jacks off to pictures of Deep Purple.
No, hold on. Let me say, I always thought I was the biggest Blackmore fanatic in the world, and still am. I love Richie Blackmore. Rainbow, one of my all-time favorite bands, Deep Purple. But let me distinguish the difference between a fan and somebody that breaks out the KY jelly and a jar of peanut butter and jacks off nightly to Richie Blackmore pictures. There's something wrong with you, Jackal.
Yeah,
something
this
seriously
guy.
wrong. Yes, I love the Made in Japan record. I'm not going to buy 257 fucking copies of the album. Different versions of the album. You're sick, Jackal. You're sick. Put the peanut butter away.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean, I've never seen one guy have so many photos of a band and one guitarist in every pose possible, from eating dinner to walking down the aisle with his wife to God knows what. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I watch a chat room and I see randomly, nobody's even talking about Deep Purple or Richie Blackmore, and all of a sudden there's this picture, and it's like, what are you trying to prove? What are you doing?
Well, you got to just come to the realization that the CMS chat room, you guys have some sick and disgusting and very disturbed fans. And I think Jackal, a.k.a. Nostradamus, Nostrademon, is just a perfect example of one of them. And you just got to basically, let them do what they do. I mean, what else could be done there?
Well,
really? You could ban them, you're banned, or you could just go along and just deal with their stupidity and,
Well, Bob, you live on the left coast, which is known for the fruits and nuts of the United States, and there's nothing fruitier and nuttier than Jackal in the chat room on a Saturday.
This is true. I live in the Bay Area now, close to San Francisco, probably the capital of the homosexual movement.
And the feces in the street.
You add that too, and I would say Jackal probably has them all beat, and with the feces and the homosexuality. But hey, to each his own. Like I said, I'm not judging you, Jackal. I just love giving him shit.
Yeah,
and I'll continue it.
No pun intended, right, Bob? You love giving him shit.
That's right.
In the street.
On the streets.
Exactly.
For sure. Yes, indeed.
I think that would make a good Dawkins record. Shit in the streets.
It would, and we could have Jackal's special guest on it.
Well, Bob, we're always happy to have you here on the Classic Metal Show, especially on this special edition of the video version of CMS TV, which only the subscribers will have access to. And Bob.
Well, dude, I'm not on video.
I know. We wish you were.
The guys out there aren't going to be able to see my pretty face.
Yeah, but we hear your melodious voice, Bob, and that's what counts.
This is true.
But Bob, of special interest to all of us is, of course, your video works, and the next one that we're waiting and hoping for sometime in the next millennial is the Bay Area thrash scene. So, can you bring us up to date with that at all?
Absolutely. It's actually the Bay Area Godfathers. It's not on thrash exclusively like the last one we did, which was the Rise of LA Thrash Metal. This is Bay Area Godfathers, and it's the whole complete, spectrum of the Bay Area, from the early years of Y&T up through, I would say, the mid to late 80s. And yeah, it's going real well. I was just talking to Chris about it. We do plan on doing a couple screenings in the Bay Area and hopefully in Los Angeles. We're going to, try to coincide it with the NAMM show like we did last year. And maybe a couple other screenings outside of the area, maybe Sacramento and Vegas. And, depending on when I get the final edit here, we're going to either set it up for November if we still have time to screenings, or the beginning of the year. And the movie will probably be out in the spring of, by the time we get a release date, I would say February, March of 2020.
That's about a 5-month swing there, Bob.
Yeah, well, you got to get prepared. When it's funny because you would think, usually it's like the DVD preparation, but I guess a lot of the digital preparation they need like 3 months in advance. And then of course, every time we've done our Inside Metals, we always run into the holidays, and we don't Warren doesn't like releasing it before too close to the holidays. So if we don't get it out by September, October, then we usually wait to the beginning of the new year. And then you have to send all the materials in. They have to, it's a process, especially which is funny. I think Apple, iTunes is probably the most strict when it comes to their QC. They have to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Then they send you all the issues that they have with it, and you have to fix it and this and that. So it actually is a process, even more of a process to get it onto digital than actual DVD. If you want to get it on some of the major networks, which it'll be on. Of course, it'll be on Amazon Prime and iTunes. I guess they call it. What do they call it now? Apple Music or Apple Movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Google Play and probably Vudu, and hopefully we'll get on Access and a couple other shows. I know Pluto TV. A lot of the other stuff you can get on the Roku. So we really want to push the digital side of things, since a lot of people don't even have DVD players anymore. So. Right. But yeah, it'll be out. It'll be out at the beginning of the new year, and it's looking great, man. It's a good one.
Well, Bob, I've been curious about this with all the releases. Why do you have, and I'm genuinely asking, I'm not being a wise ass here, but why do you have the screening or the release party so far in advance of when people can actually buy it? Wouldn't it make more sense to have it like a week or two, before, just a week or two before, so that people will go back and whether they're doing TV or radio, they're like promoting it and talking about being at the premiere, and then people can go to the store or go to the web and buy it?
Well, that's actually why we do it in advance, because some people that take, for reviews, we try to invite some press people, and of course, and basically what the screenings are for all the guys that were in the movie to come down and basically have a party so they could see everything in advance, and then they could kind of give it a push, give it a 2 or 3 month leeway,
Right.
do a podcast, or if they do a magazine or whatever, that hopefully the timing will come out just before the release. And we like to do the push just before the release date, or at least the reviews, to get people pumped up. So we kind of try to time it to that, but mainly it is for the people that are involved in the movie, the people we interviewed, some of the other people that helped out, and of course some press people, and whoever wants to come up. So hopefully it'll be a good turnout of rock stars and a lot of important VIP people like Chris Akin.
Yeah, right. Well, Bob, I'm going to change directions here for a second before we get into our topic on the Rock Hall. I said this to you, I think in a text, or maybe it was on the phone call this afternoon, but I also talked to your co-host, Matt. That podcast, the current edition of the Skull Sessions, is unbelievably good. And Neeley, I don't know if you even saw that it was released yet, and I doubt you even know who this guy was, because I really didn't know anything about him. The interview this week is one of a two-parter with the guitarist from the Cro-Mags, and
right.
What's his name, Bob?
Paris.
Paris
Mather. I don't know.
Paris Mayhew.
Mayhew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paris Mayhew. Now, I have to admit,